Around 12 to 16% of Vietnamese people identify as Buddhists. But how did Buddhism arrive in the Southeast Asian country? Buddhism likely first entered Vietnam around the 2nd century through ancient trade routes. Early Buddhist missionaries and traders from India traveled through the maritime Silk Road, which connected India with China and Southeast Asia at the time. As Vietnam was part of this trade route, the early Indian Buddhists would stop at these ports in modern-day central and southern Vietnam. This would establish early Buddhist communities in the port cities of Vietnam, mainly influenced by Indian Mahayana Buddhism. Soon after, Vietnam came under Chinese rule and remained under Chinese influence for more than 1,000 years. During this time, Chinese Mahayana Buddhism spread into Vietnam, especially in the northern regions. During these Chinese dynastic periods, the Vietnamese people were exposed to Chinese schools of Mahayana Buddhism. Gradually, Buddhism began to take root among the local population, making the religion deeply embedded in the Vietnamese culture after the country gained independence from China. The Le and Tran dynasties between the 10th and 14th centuries promoted Buddhism as the state religion. Buddhism temples and monasteries flourished during this time, giving the Vietnamese people a more distinct form of the religion known as Vietnamese Zen Buddhism, or Tien in the native language. However, years later, when Vietnam fell under French colonial rule, Buddhism would start to slowly decline as a result of the Catholic Church gaining prominence at the time, especially in urban areas. Despite this, Buddhism in Vietnam has remained a central part of the people's spiritual and cultural life, initially spreading through a combination of Indian and Chinese influences. For more videos like this, follow this account and comment on what countries you want next.